static. And me, I would like it automatic. Oh, what did you think would happen next? Oh,
it's the 2K Sports pregame show.
With the Diesel and the Jet, this is Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. And on tap tonight, it's the Cleveland Cavaliers going up against the Sacramento Kings. And guys, for the Kings, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Guys, let's dig into some of the players who might be, less known to the viewers and talk about some of the more underrated players in the league. Who would be your picks? Underrated guys, Kenny?
I like Paul Millsap. I think he's underrated. I think his value to the team. There's a bunch of guys on that.
Siamo fragili, se tutti ci toccano, siamo fatti di sogni.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Our game tonight featuring the Cleveland Cavaliers as they go up against the Hawks in Atlanta. Well, for Atlanta, they're looking to come out strong and make their mark early. They have to look at this game as a great opportunity to do just that. Tonight we're watching Kyrie Irving, former #1 pick overall. That's a lofty level of expectation to live up to, Kenny, but he's matched the hype surrounding him.
Yeah, he can hurt you from a lot of areas of the floor, Ernie.
A buzz in the air here at the Phillips Arena. We'll see the Cleveland Cavaliers taking on the Atlanta Hawks. We've got an action-packed Saturday night of NBA action for you. Thanks for joining us. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. All fueled up and ready to go. Brought to you by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron, and it's Irving in at the 1 spot. What a season for Al Horford last year. Such a great display from him and his team as he led the Hawks to the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
And for all the team accomplishments the Hawks had, Horford was able to hit some of his own milestones as well. Had his first career triple-double last season.
Korver gets a wide-open look. Mozgov grabs the board.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And yes, sir, that one drops. Shumpert's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. T kicks to Splitter. No good. Cavaliers go the other way with it. And a wide open look for Irving. They get it back. Pass to Love. Outside Shumpert. And it's off from three-point range. Hawks have gone 1 of 3 for the field to start this one so far. And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, you got to love the front court for these Atlanta Hawks. I mean, Al Horford and Paul Millsap both give up a few inches in terms of height, but you won't find a more skilled and versatile front court in the NBA.
Well, speaking of the skill of the Atlanta front court, their offense predicated on ball movement and spacing and shooting. Unlike San Antonio, Horford and Millsap a perfect fit.
Really, those two enjoy playing together. Excellent chemistry between them because they're both mobile, agile, skilled big guys.
First 1:30 gone here in the first quarter. Outside Teague. Hawks passing it around. Fires from the corner, and there's Millsap. That's good on the assist by Splitter.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Rejected by Millsap, and that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap. James against Millsap. Another miss by LeBron. For Atlanta, they've gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today, and he gets the bucket. 6 points for Paul Millsap.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Irving, rejected by T.
Outstanding perimeter defense there. That was a well-contested shot.
Yeah, and you know he takes a lot of pride in his defense. There are no easy threes if he's on you.
And the Cavaliers with possession here, following the bucket by the Hawks. From deep, James, rejected by Millsap, and he gets it back. Shumpert gets a wide-open look, knocks down the 3 ball. Shumpert's got 6.
Open the door. Keep it open. I'm sorry for the audio loss. I forgot to keep the mic in. The reason he asked hello if anyone got the mic, because this thing fell out. That's all. Oh, yeah. So for like the past few minutes, no one's been hearing us.
Yeah. How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
The Hawks leading.
You know, the Cavs last season won a bunch of games, but
they
had to fight for a lot of them. They often would fall behind early or dig a big hole and have to fight their way out of it.
And here is Shumpert after the 3-pointer from Jeff T.
It would have been something to see if he could hit that shot from that deep.
Greg, you know it.
Ooh,
I know
look at the
jelly.
They got jelly in 2K16.
But he is one of them. That's the kind of range he has.
Yeah, they got ice in their veins.
Irving.
Oh, I'm sorry, Uncle.
Rebound, Atlanta.
If you guys do not know, my uncle is
clearly been off the mark.
I'm not even making fun.
Here's Teague. Kicks it to Splitter. That's good. And so Teague with the assist.
Everything going according to the script for them offensively so far.
Clark, shots be falling. That's for sure. They're scoring with a tremendous amount of confidence.
You went straight playground old school there, partner.
The Cavaliers again can't hit.
He's been wayward and just off on about everything he's put up in this period.
As you guys can see, I have not watched the game
their
yet.
defense
And I will continue
They're
not
completely in disarray.
Yep.
Well, everything's point defensively, you have to take something away.
Timeout is called. First of the game for the Cavaliers.
Yeah,
and Kyle Korver enjoying a
so
career renaissance, if you will, here in his 30s. A former late second-round pick. Kicked around the league a little bit. He's really found his niche.
Can I get a hashtag crack team cracker in the chat?
You are.
That's my new made-up word, crack team cracker.
You are.
I'm a crack team cracker?
Yeah.
I just made that up, man.
Atlanta making some changes.
S-Mac is like the tiniest person
Hardaway
I've ever
comes
seen.
in for Kyle Korver. And Max subbed in for T. And then for Cleveland. Thompson, he's checked in for Mozgov. And it's Jefferson in for Kevin Love.
Tiny AF.
The Cavaliers trail by 10. A little background on Kyle Korver, drafted 51st by the Nets back in 2003. They sold his rights to the Sixers for a little over $100 grand and used the proceeds to pay for their summer league fee.
Well, that and they also bought a new color copier for whatever that information is worth. It might sound like a mistake in hindsight, but I heard that machine is very reliable.
So it's the Hawks now, after LeBron James hitting the three. Dishes it to Horford to the right side. Launches it. Thompson with the rebound. The Cavaliers shooting a pretty distressing 27% hit in the early minutes.
What do you mean?
And so he draws the foul.
Can I get a what do you mean in the chat?
Shoot
Whoever's on, if you can hear me,
Irving
say
may be the best ball
hashtag
handler
block.
in the league. There are a lot of guys with a good handle. he is definitely in the top 5. If not, he's got to be in the conversation.
Arguably the most talented player at his position. I mean, he can get wherever he wants to on the court. He's athletic, an unbelievable finisher as well. I think that's something that oftentimes gets underrated. Maybe the best finisher in the game.
Agreed.
I'm sorry about the audio loss. My mic was off the whole time. I'm sorry.
And
of course, I realized it at the last minute.
And you know, Kyrie Irving really ambidextrous as a ball handler because you can't play him to one side, and he's ambidextrous as a finisher too. He's so creative and crafty. Terrific at the rim with both hands.
And that one's good. Millsap.
He's finding all kinds of ways to get it done. What a quarter he's had.
The Cavaliers trail by 9. Here's Shumpert. The Cavaliers again get hit.
And one thing about Irving's ball handling, he does a great job of
look at the score, 24-3.
A very low rate of turnovers for a player as aggressive as he is.
So you gotta play defense from the half court,
Here's Shumpert following the bucket by the Hawks. Misses the 3.
That was a good
and the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
Mack, no luck. On the wing, Irving. Millsap covering. Thompson. And no good. His first shot of the night missing.
Yeah,
Atlanta leading by 11.
You don't have to make it to be able to shoot. He's got to
Hardaway kicks to Millsap. And it's good, assisting on the play was Hardaway.
Can I get a hashtag?
14 points for
Paul Millsap.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
He's gonna pass
James dishes to Jefferson.
Hey, my uncle. Oh.
Hardaway
I'm
against
sorry,
Irving.
but I got you.
Shot to stop the run.
Clogging.
He makes that one drop. Only a second and 5 tries.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all,
fellas. What do you mean I'm clogging it? Do you mean because I post too much, or is it
Here's
like...
Mack. Finds the bottom of the bucket from 13 feet out.
It's taken them no time to build this lead.
Liam's actually, I'll put Liam's link in the description down below.
With the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
He has like 40-something subs.
Domination in the
and he does a lot of
game
videos. Very entertaining.
Hawks ahead. They fit.
Oh boy.
We caught up with Kyrie Irving earlier, and he talked a little bit about expectations for himself and his teammates.
We expect so much out of each other every single night, and you know the team is going to go as hard as we go, as well as the other pieces that we have on the team. But we have to control it from a standpoint that we have to play off each other.
Kyrie reminding us that it's not just the expectations of the fans and the media he and LeBron deal with, but also, in part, perhaps the most demanding of all are the expectations they've got for each other.
Yeah, that's a great point. I mean, two guys who expect so much of themselves to start with, who naturally have a vision of how great the other guy should be. I mean, they're constantly trying to manage expectations while still demanding the best from each other. And that's a lot of fun to watch.
Okay, I see you just coming back.
Everyone, a lopsided first quarter.
Can I get a hashtag coming back to the chat?
Second quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for Atlanta.
You know, they've done a great job of getting
Thank you for that foul.
Actually, have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And the other thing that's been equally as effective is the fact
Can I get a
that
hashtag fix the gaming shooting?
break. A lot of points coming in transition.
Schroeder and Bazemore are the guard set. Splitter is out there with Horford, and it's Cephalosha in at the small forward. So that's the Hawks 5.
And guys, the first year for David Glad, he was second-guessed at every turn. And that happens when you are picked to make the finals, but also when you coach LeBron James.
And Bazemore kicks to Splitter. And he hits the jump shot.
Can I get a hashtag big people can shoot?
You know, one aspect of their play today that's really been tight and far superior is their passing.
And that kind of flow can be elusive, but the great offenses have it, and that's just what they've shown here tonight.
And that one's good. Love.
Good shot, good shot.
Just over 1 minute has passed here in the second quarter.
Too wide open.
And that one's good.
Jelly. Can I get a hashtag jelly?
And the Hawks lead by 12.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
No, it's
and
not.
Dennis Schroeder has drawn some comparisons to Rajon Rondo. Long arm.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Spread the floor and isolate up top.
Bro, I'm not having all these trash people. I'm having only the best of the best. Hey, brother. Hey, Michael.
As the teams head into this timeout, a chance for the coaches now to map out some plays for the next few minutes and a chance for the players to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's important if they want to make sure they don't wear down later in the game.
Absolutely. Over the course of a game, you have to stay hydrated.
Two dislikes? I don't know. You and Ben probably disliked it or something. I don't know.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for...
Yeah, you and Ben probably disliked it. Something, I don't know. No, he said no.
Shot. LeBron comes in for J.R. Smith. Kyrie Irving's checked in for Matthew Dellavedova. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Mo Williams.
I would have shot
this Dennis Schroeder, in a lot of ways, like a Greg Anthony, very quick, very
so
smart on the floor, but he's a young player. And he says, Clark, that he watched a lot of tape of Tony Parker to see how he got to the basket.
Yeah, and that's a great blueprint, especially when you consider the Hawks run a very similar system to the Spurs.
Named Dylan, but not me. You mean Dylan from our school?
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. And guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
And Love gets it to go.
After going scoreless in the first, he's really found a way to turn it on here in the second quarter.
Teague with the ball, now guarded by Shumpert. Splitter, and the dunk to finish it off. A beauty.
And how about the agility coming from the big man? I mean, that's not something we often see from him.
You know, it's never going to be, Greg, a 360 dunk when he goes up with it, but it will be 2 points. We do know that.
You know, you can sacrifice a little athleticism when you've got the size he does.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron will cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
Well, it looks like he's cooled down a bit after hitting those two in the first quarter.
My favorite color is clear, so I'm
There's
like,
the dish to Sefolosha.
Because transparent also means
stolen
clear.
by Thompson.
And then he's like, no, it's clear. And I'm like, well, transparent's the same thing as clear.
Deflects the pass.
Oh, pick. I don't know what oh, pick means.
Oh, and here comes Korver all alone. That's good. Teague's got his second basket of the night.
Wow, the floor just really opened up for him on that possession.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all for good offense, but that was just a terrible reaction from the defense. You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they looked fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bared that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
Oh, and here we go. Irving's got it, the fast break chance. No good from the wing. Atlanta leading by 13. Korver kicks to T. Here's the three, and he gets it to go. T's got 8.
Boy, such outstanding patience and decision-making for them offensively.
Absolutely. Their ball movement has been outstanding, and they're piling up the assists.
Good rebound, good rebound.
LeBron kicks to Love. From deep, but they recover it. The kick out to Irving. They shoot again.
What are you doing, bro?
That's in, coming off the assist from Thompson. And it's 9 points for Kyrie Irving.
Heads up play there, guys.
Who else is on? I bet you it's Ben does. Ben. It's Ben.
Teague can't hit. The Cavaliers trail by 14. Clark, some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, they need a basket just to regain some momentum here, Kevin. Oh, Maestro, he is so good at making those lead passes, like conducting an orchestra.
The Hawks were fantastic last season. After the All-Star break, they did slip up a bit, struggled against teams over 500.
Korver against James. Lock at 6. Korver passes to Cephalosha. Oh, good on the triple. For Cleveland, they've gone 8 of 14 in the second quarter on field goal attempts. They lost the last 3 games of the regular season, Clark, and really just limped into the playoffs. Some of it might have just been fatigue.
Yeah, it could have been, and their play at the end of the season did leak into the playoffs, Kevin. I mean, you could see very quickly that they weren't the same team that looked so dominant during the regular season.
There's 47 seconds left in the first half of basketball.
Clearly a 2-for-1 situation here, guys.
Oh, without question, Greg. I mean, the wise move would be to get themselves a quick shot so they have an opportunity to get that 2-for-1.
The Cavaliers trail by 12. Kicks it out to James. Jacks up a 3, and he gets the bucket. James has got 8 here in the quarter.
He's certainly starting to heat up from outside. That's his 3rd for the game, his 2nd in this quarter.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Korver kicks to Splitter, and a strong finish with 2 hands.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
Here's Shumpert. Off the mark there with the 3-point shot. And here's the fast break. Cephalosha leading the way. Outside for Korver. Teague inside the line. And down it goes just as the clock hits 0.
How about the timing?
Can I get a hashtag? Oh, best shot.
Those are the ingredients you need for the recipe of buzzer-beating magic.
And we've reached halftime in this one. Hawks lead by 13. And we'll see you back here after the break for 3rd quarter basketball.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Look at the little, whatchamacallit, leprechaun. Where we got a
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson here, joined by Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We welcome you to the halftime show on 2K Sports. There was no stopping Paul Millsap in the first half. He had 14 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 blocks. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how Atlanta played?
Well, Ernie, Kenny, the offense was running really well. And their shooting percentage was outstanding, and it wasn't just luck. It's because the offense never allowed the opposing defenders to get comfortable.
And Kenny, what'd you see from Cleveland?
Their inaccuracy from behind the arc was brutal. Shot selection, I didn't see any. The perimeter offense they're running, you could scrap that. They need to get back to the basics.
If you guys haven't seen
inside,
Liam G's
more pick and roll. Try to pick up some easy buckets in transition.
Pretty good.
And that'll do it for now as the second half of our game is about to get underway. Kevin Harlan has the call.
Whoa!
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the 3rd and 4th quarters. You know, Paul Millsap has been exceptional here, guys.
Yeah, the effort and intensity from a defensive standpoint has just really been superb, really firing up his team.
Guys, I love his activity, patrolling the court, blocking shot after shot out there. He's really made a statement at the defensive end.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving is out there with Iman Shumpert, and it's Mozgov in at the center position.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
You know,
the Cavaliers trail by 11.
Find out who's watching the video.
James outside. From deep 3-point range, Al Horford with the rebound. Last season, we saw Al Horford rounding back into form. Good to see that after what had been his second season-ending pectoral muscle tear back in late 2013.
Exactly. I mean, the Hawks just had to bide their time while their best player was out. You saw once he returned, though, he makes a big difference for them.
And for me, Horford, one of the most unappreciated stars in the league. When he's healthy, he's every bit the franchise player because he really has no weakness. He does pretty much everything well on the floor. And Horford, I mean, this guy does it all on the floor. But for me, his leadership, that's one of those real intangibles. And he's unselfish, all about his teammates and completely focused on winning. So when your best player has that commitment, it has to rub off on the other players.
Tim Hardaway Jr.'s checked in for Kyle Korver. Certainly the biggest surprise last year, Clark, was the play of the Atlanta Hawks. Few would have picked them to win the East at the start of the season.
Well, they did it, and they earned it. The Hawks didn't have any superstars on their roster, but they won with solid team play.
And he nails the third.
And for the Hawks, they did end up with 4 All-Stars last season. As you said, it was all about how they work together as a team.
Don't be leaving my boy
Teague
wide
with
open.
a clean look. They get it again.
Put that up.
And the dunk by Horford.
And just another example, Kevin, of how they built this lead, just outworking them.
Greg, that was definitely an effort play right there. You talk about that all the time. Fighting to get proper position. Then slamming home the putback.
And if they can maintain this energy level,
you care.
Timeout call.
You don't care about big man. You don't know anything.
And you know, around the NBA, the league recognized the Hawks were a complete team. Everybody played their role superbly. The NBA named all 5 of their starters the player of the week last year in an unprecedented move.
Oh,
Smith checked in for Shumpert.
Guys, you just can't imagine how difficult it is to hit a shot that deep. Man, that was as sweet as honey.
And I was looking over at the opposing bench. They couldn't believe it either.
Splitter with no one around. And the Hawks getting another basket right there.
Aimbot.
Just over a minute and a half have passed here in the third quarter. From deep three-point range, shot is off. And Atlanta will come the other way. At one point, they led by 16. Teague for 3. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game.
Life is good.
67% shooting.
He has created some terrific opportunities for himself and really made the most of it.
Michael, ready? I have something to tell you.
Movement here by Atlanta.
It's actually a question.
He's picked up by LeBron, and that one's good. And that's now 19 points for Paul Millsap.
And he could be the guy to put this game out of reach.
The question is, so the question is,
Irving against T.
Why come you saw how earlier Liam R had to unsubscribe to my YouTube channel?
Irving can't hit.
You know, even though he missed that one, great shooters have a way of feeling when they've got enough room to pull the trigger.
But no doubt about it. The defense, you can see him exhaling right now. Fortunate that he didn't knock that one down.
The Cavaliers trail by 17. And here's James outside. Rejected by Millsap. And it's out of bounds to the Cavaliers as Cleveland retains possession.
How come it has to be my YouTube channel? It can't be anyone else's. Like Ben. Like Ben doesn't even post.
And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for T.
Oh, he's got to go for that guy.
Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Schroeder.
Defense, bro. That's what I mean.
Clock keeps going. 3 minutes into the second half now.
Okay.
Cans the shot from the wing. Schroeder's got 7.
Obviously, a mix-up defensively on that possession.
For real though,
and Dennis Schroeder out of
Germany.
Germany.
I ain't trying to hate on my boy, man.
I
think I pushed. I know.
He eats a turkey burger with mayo before every game.
If he's up to Max, I'd be pissed. Because at least Ben has one video on there. Max hasn't posted anything.
And the Cavaliers will go with a different look here. Anderson Berezov's checked in for Mozgov. Thompson comes in for Kevin Love. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for LeBron.
It's that pass.
And it's
See that pass?
Irving.
Give my boy wide open for 3.
Cephalosha in Atlanta again with the bucket.
That's how you guys play smart. You pretend like you're gonna make a half court, but you really miss.
Off the clock now. Here
Ben
in the third.
says he uploaded. Okay,
and
I'll check
Schroeder, who's out of Germany, a pretty wealthy country, but he had a pretty hard scrabble upbringing.
Yeah, you know, he had some brushes with authority early on in his life. He's still relatively young, so in the past, I think he's in a really ideal situation in Atlanta right now.
Hardaway dishes to Cephalosha. Horford high post. He feeds it to Cephalosha. Tries from the block. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight.
Yeah. 10 years later, and he's still not open. Wait,
possession.
so I smacked the ball out of bounds, but I think it hit you last. If it hit your body last, then it's still going to be my ball. It is whoever touched the ball last when it went out, before it went out.
And it's the Hawks' ball.
Yeah, I saw you get that
run. Got that bucket in no time at all.
Yeah, me and my coach were talking
Schroeder's
about
got 4 this quarter. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the
Hawks. Me and my coach
you know,
always
block
talking about
shots, guys, a clear indicator on the stat sheet of their excellent defense. I mean, leaving them no room to get off any shots.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
Timeout called. Cleveland.
Clearly, he's not pleased with all the looks they've given up on the inside, and also to get them to tighten up that defense.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it. I mean, they're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Here's what Atlanta's going with right now. Kyle Korver, who checked in for Cephalosha. Justin Holiday comes in for Kent Bazemore. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. In the corner, Irving with it. Shot clock at 5.
Yeah, you see, that's why you got to have that good defense. Now you only have 5 seconds.
Connects from 3-point range. Shumpert's got 16 points.
And this is someone that can really hurt you from long range. He did that to a degree in the first half, and he's doing it now.
A nice shot by Teague.
And he's really made the most of his
score.
opportunities today.
Ben,
I mean, he needs
Ben
to
and
keep
everyone else who's on the team. I have never lost.
Yeah.
I have never lost ever since we've gotten this game.
Irving.
No one has ever beaten me. No one has ever beaten me. And that block just shows how good I am. Gosh. No one has ever beaten me.
Yeah.
I'm too good. I'm like Duke in one person. That's the good D. Yeah, I know, bro. Duke has the big D, and then the rest is all lowercase. Just make it all. Let me play Moon.
104 left to play here in the 3rd.
Let me play.
Pass to Thompson.
Oh, okay. You play me, I'll beat you too, Michael. I ain't giving you a foul.
Just 5 to shoot.
I ain't giving you no foul. Dude,
what are you
doing?
LeBron.
You're supposed to use your big man. You're supposed to
And I
turn
don't know
around
if he needs
and
a
dunk
rest
it.
in this quarter
Step
or what,
up
but
to
he needs something to get off
bro,
the snide.
in the beginning
And
of the video, I literally just
here we
said,
go.
nobody trashed
Holiday
me
with
about
it.
having 2
He's picked up by Irving.
I know I have it. I honestly
Horford,
did
no
not
luck.
feel.
Guys, if they're going to make a run, no time
I
like the
find them all
present.
the same.
This has not been a pretty picture. I certainly expected a better game than what we've
They're
gotten
not
so
really
far.
all the same. There's the fact that all the players are in different teams.
James, and it's set back by Horford.
Bro, that's a 3 block.
That'll be Cleveland as it goes out of bounds.
Who are you?
Cavaliers
That's
retain
not Al
possession.
Horford. He plays for the Celtics. He plays for the Celtics. Bro, everybody knows him. If you know basketball.
I know that.
You know him?
Yeah.
No, you. What team does he play for? You don't know him. Stop lying. Let me see your settings after this game.
Me.
Why do you want to see my settings? What did you say?
Me?
Yeah, what did you just say? Why do you want to see my settings, bro?
There's 21 seconds left to play in the 3rd. 6 to shoot. Again, Irving missing.
Not a whole lot going down for him at this point. He just can't buy a break.
Outside Holiday. Beyond the arc. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And at the end of the 3rd quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been
I
decided.
think I'm gonna take the dub.
Hawks on top,
After this,
running away
Joseph, you know how to play zombies,
and when
right?
we
In
return,
Call of Duty.
we'll get the 4th quarter rolling right here.
Do you know?
on
Okay, I'll just
2K
do the one-on-one.
Sports.
We're gonna be doing some one-on-one on Call of Duty. Bro, charge your things and it's just 10%.
Me?
No.
Welcome back as we get ready to start the 4th quarter. Not exactly a nail-biter here, but you never know. The Hawks leading by 22. Dennis Schroeder is out there with Hardaway. Then it's Tavo Cephalosha. Then it's Splitter. And it's Horford in at the 4. So that's the Hawks 5. Pass to Cephalosha. Launches a 3. Love grabs the board. Love's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Here's Schroeder.
Water.
And it's off from 3-point range.
Can I get a hashtag? What do you mean?
Hardaway against Smith.
That contact. That foul.
Picked by Mozgov from downtown. And it's
Here,
J.R.
I'm about
Smith
to show you how to
getting
use
the 3.
Your big man, okay?
Smith's got the first basket as we get going
just
in the
watch.
4th
I'm not
for
going
the
to tell you
Cavs.
anything. Just see how I use it.
Now here's Schroeder. He's guarded closely. The pass to Horford. Back to Splitter. Hawks passing it around. Feeds to Schroeder. He kicks it to Horford.
What do you mean?
4 on the shot clock. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. Splitter. Mozgov
I couldn't
with the
really
block.
do it because you
And here we go. Fast break. Love's got it. And there's J.R. Smith on the assist by Jefferson. And it's 8 points for J.R. Smith.
I gotta do something. Okay, going.
We know the Mozgov started
make sure your rain protection and make sure the bed's clean.
And what an impact he made on the Cleveland Cavaliers, particularly at the defensive end. His size and his activity really helped the Cavs become outstanding at the defensive end.
Kent Bazemore's checked in for the Hawks. Atlanta leading by 17. Schroeder with the ball. Williams picks him up. Offensive rebound. Cephalosha kicks it over to Schroeder. Gets the 3-pointer to fall.
And certainly they
no
are not
problem,
hesitating, letting it fly.
No problem.
Wait.
And Greg, I have no problem with that. As a matter of fact, I hate to see teams get conservative with the lead. As long as they're good shots, take them. And as long as they're falling, continue to take them.
Credit to the Cavs for going out and getting Mozgov. I mean, they paid a hefty price giving up the 2 first-rounders. But thus far, he's proved to be worth it.
Bazemore misses. The Cavaliers trail by 20.
I'll shout you out too, Michael.
And it's Smith again missing.
Okay, I gotta actually show you how to use your big man. So let me let him set up.
Here's Bazemore. He's guarded by Williams. And there's the feed to Cephalosha. He dishes it to Splitter.
Not even doing what he's. Oh, because our Horford's.
Pass to Horford. To the paint. Here's Bazemore. Lays it up and banks it in.
That's not how you use it.
And the Mozgov trade, guys, for the Cavs,
you see
I think can be viewed as their big turning point in the season. He completely changed the defense of their team. He was that missing piece of the puzzle.
With that,
the Hawks leading by 22. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And Cephalosha with the jam.
Can I get a hashtag?
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Oh, tight defense being played right there. Got right up on him and forced the miss.
Textbook work. Close enough to bother the shot. Good challenge, but disciplined enough to avoid too much contact.
I'm trash at what? At what? Tell me.
From deep 3-point range, Smith missing again. Hawks have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
If they could end every possession with that shot, they'd be happy. 9 times out of 10, that's an easy layup for them.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession. Hawks making a switch here. Korver's checked in. Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for the Cavaliers. Right side, Williams. Mozgov passes to Williams. Looking to end the drought, and the shot is good.
In the first half, they didn't shoot nearly as many threes.
In the game, but
finding themselves down now, they've started to cast up a lot more triples.
Here's Bazemore, covered by Smith. Schroeder kicks to Horford. Dishes to Schroeder, out to the right wing. Bazemore for 3. Oh, he got hacked on the 3-pointer. He'll head to the line. J.R. Smith picks one up. Well, you have to love the energy and the effort given every night by Kent Bazemore, hustling for loose balls. Greg, a lot like you, actually. runs the floor like a tornado, can handle the ball, the consummate role player.
He really is, and you know, you have to have guys who can
even
be
if they're not
effective
watching it
without
right
the
now,
basketball. There's
after
only
I've
one
known
out there.
this, it's
You
gonna
have five guys, so you need other areas of the game to be effective. And he focuses on the defense, the rebounding, all those little things that add up to victories.
Anderson Varejau's checked in for Cleveland. Tristan Thompson comes in for Kevin Love.
And you know, going back to Kent Bazemore, he was not a five-star recruit coming out of high school. He was solid and unspectacular in college.
We're gonna do that.
Entered the NBA as an undrafted free agent.
Maybe tomorrow when it's
exceeded
earlier,
everybody's expectations.
He did like a mini basketball video. It was nice. So it was like
mini basketball.
So basically,
and getting back to Kent Bazemore, I mean, he will always have a role in this league because of his defense.
So
and his
we can have
positive
a dunk
attitude. He's the kind of guy who
Just
gets counted out early and goes on to have a legitimate 10-year NBA career.
Williams dishes to Smith.
Too late.
From deep. But they recover it.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Cavaliers shooting about 33%, not happy with their play on that end. From deep three-point range, sinks it. What range from outside? Wow.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for Atlanta.
You're right, Steve. It was a standout performance across the board. They were just, at times, Clark, it seemed toying with it.
Yeah, like watching a cat play with a mouse, Kevin, quite honestly. They were able to do more or less, whatever they wanted to do.
I mean, when you look at the stats, you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Paul Millsap. It was the kind of game for him that all scorers dream of, where the basket seemed as wide as a barrel. And you can sense the fact that they didn't want to let the fans down here. It's been a fun night to be in the building.
Greg, it really has been. I mean, such a lively, vibrant atmosphere, and no doubt that played a part in the big win.
Justin Holiday's checked in for Atlanta. Mack comes in for Dennis Schroeder. And a switch here also for Cleveland. Jefferson's checked in. Off target from three-point range. And Atlanta has possession.
Tell me the best player right now who can shoot.
That's that one.
No.
There's 38 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. Holiday with it. Picked up by Thompson.
If you do this and you pull up for a shot, you know it's going to make it.
The shot by Holiday, no good. From deep three-point range, Cleveland the rebound. Williams. Scott pulls it in. Back to Hardaway. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot two right here.
That's his second personal foul. Shooting for Atlanta, Tim Hardaway Jr.
Look at that water shot.
That free throw, no good.
I'm shooting bad on purpose. I want to make this game fair. See if you can come up at least a little.
That's off as well, so he misses both.
8 seconds.
Jefferson passing it to Mozgov. That's a two from Dellavedova. And a great job by the D contesting that shot.
We're going to take a dub tonight.
By a big margin. They won this game going away. They were the better basketball team.
If you like more games like that and want to see more videos like that, just let me know down in the comments below and leave a like and subscribe if you're new. It's been your boy Amano's Reactions, and I'm going to see you guys back in the next video. So, 6 seconds, I see you back. Peace!